Welcome back to Face the State. I'm Arianna Bennett. Thank you for keeping it here. Recovering from substance abuse is a long and difficult process for many people. And for a long time in Northern Nevada, we just haven't had enough resources to meet the need. Well, now, a local nonprofit is expanding to help fill that gap. Roxanne DeCarlos with the Empowerment Center is here with me to talk about that. Roxanne, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I'm happy to have you back. Okay, so for those who have not ever been involved in this world, they might not have ever heard of you. So let's give a primer on what you do.
Great. So the Empowerment Center is a small nonprofit that treats women that suffer from a substance use disorder. So they come, they live on site for approximately 5 months, some a little bit more, but our program is designed around 5 months. And not only are we providing substance abuse treatment, but we provide a host of other services so that women are really ready to complete the program, move out on their own, and transition working, employed, and reunited with their families.
How great is the need in our community for something like this?
So there are a lot of really good nonprofits that address this, but the need is huge. Substance use continues to be a huge problem in our area, and honestly, the number of homeless are increasing year after year, and often you're seeing mental health and substance use in the homeless population, and so growing and creating more opportunity for services is really needed in our area.
So when you say substance use, which substances are we talking about, and has that changed as the years have gone on?
It has changed and morphed. The substances that are being used, right now I'm sure everybody's aware of the fentanyl that has moved into our community, which wasn't present here just a few years ago and has now become one of the primary abusers.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really awful because I know that's a particularly difficult one to recover from, right?
It is. Honestly, they all are. Anytime you're struggling with any type of an addiction, it is a battle to overcome it and then not to ever return to it. And so it never changes. And all of the other substances that people have struggled with for years are still present. Alcohol is still a huge problem. And methamphetamines are still present in our community as well. And so there's lots of things that opioids, everything needs to be addressed and managed.
When it comes to treating these things, is the approach different depending on the substance, or is it the same kind of idea?
So I am really a big fan of individualized treatment, which means we meet the individual right where they're at and we address their individual circumstances. So I would say the substance treatment is often kind of the same, but the individuals that we see and the challenges that they have differ. Broadly from individual to individual, especially women. We are complex. And so often they need multiple wraparound services in order to find success, especially long-term success.
Yeah, as you said, substance use disorder, often goes hand in hand with mental health issues. Mm-hmm. So I imagine there's going to be kind of like a wraparound approach to treating the whole person instead of just getting sober, which we've kind of found, at least through the going to jail as your rehab process, doesn't seem to work super well.
You're right. Often it might give them a path to getting off of a substance, but there's not a sustainable route when you're just spending time locked up. And so coming out and addressing the whole person, their challenges, and then giving them coping skills and a toolkit so that they have a way to keep themselves on track, even when they've completed the program.
Yeah, because it continues beyond that point. Do you see a lot of people relapsing?
We do see a fair number of people that relapse, although We keep our doors open to individuals that want to re-enter the program. We also have a solid aftercare program, and so we walk with them for quite a while, even after they move out and transition back out into the community. They always have access to their counselor, to their peer support provider, to additional case management, even to our workforce development. So say maybe there was a lapse of employment and they needed an updated resume, we would always come alongside and help them with that.
Yeah, one of the really cool things you offer is this after treatment housing. And you were telling me about this before we started the taping. They get to reunify with their families in many cases.
Yeah, we are so excited to have Marvel Way Apartments. It is the first in Nevada permanent supportive housing for people in early recovery from substance use. I know that's a mouthful. But they completed a treatment program, not just the Empowerment Center, but any local area treatment program, and they're able to apply to live at Marvel Way, where it's affordable, where there's continued support services, and we have seen an amazing number of reunification there. We have about 25 youth that live on site now, anywhere from infant all the way up to 17.
That's so cool. What a gift too for these mothers who, probably weren't sure they'd ever see their kids again.
You are absolutely right. Just not only being able to see them, but being able to have them back in their household and be a part of their lives on a regular basis. And then in the environment where they still have support services for themselves, support services for their family unit, so that really they can get the help that they need regardless of what it is.
Yeah, so it's neat to talk about it because last time you were on this show, which was almost exactly 4 years ago, we were talking about this project as an idea. It was a concept. Now it is open and thriving, and now you're looking at doing even more.
We are. So we'll, in about 30 days, be breaking ground on a new drug and alcohol treatment program. It'll be right on Marvel Way, across the street from our apartment complex. And we'll be able to house up to 83 women at our new facility. So I'm so excited. Having more bed space allows us to address needs that we can't currently address at our current location. We're able to stabilize individuals that have a higher level of mental health needs. We're looking at like a non-medical detox as well. And then also being able to allow individuals to stay for as long as them and their therapist feel is appropriate. So we won't have that fixed kind of 5-month program. They can stay and maintain their housing until we're able to transition them back into the community.
Really cool. Okay, how in the world is all of this getting paid for?
Oh, we have several different funding sources, but we are counting on our community to help fill some gaps. There is still about $280,000 left to raise for our treatment center, but we have about 18 months to do that. If anybody is interested in more information, they should check out our website, empowermentcenternv.org. There is a host of information on there and some really, really wonderful, heartwarming stories of our individuals that have either been in treatment or living over at Marvel Way.
Okay, so you could use a little help from the community. What do you need most?
I will say we are fundraising, but volunteers are always needed. Donations are often accepted depending on what they are, especially women's clothing. And there are many ways for individuals to get involved. One thing I would really ask is just be talking about substance use, be talking about mental health. The more we talk about it, the more it's destigmatized and the more individuals will seek treatment when they need it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Speaking of, if people are watching this thinking, maybe they're dealing with substance use issues or they know someone, loved one in their family. I mean, most people are impacted by this at some point in their lives, one way or another. What's your message to those people?
If you even just think that there's a problem, call someone, call us, talk to us, have a conversation about it, do a little bit of research. It is never too late to get help. There is never someone that is too far gone to get help. And so don't wait. Make that phone call today.
Yeah. Okay. So how can they get more information about you and what you do, whether they want to get that information or whether they want to help?
So you're able to just go to Empowerment Center NV, like Nevada.org. You can find our phone number, address, email address. Check us out on Twitter and Facebook. We would love to connect with you.
Okay. About a minute left. I'm just curious, Roxanne, for you, what's your why?
What's my why? You know, you don't have to look far to find substance abuse in somebody's family. And so just like most people, my family has been impacted too. And so I have a deep-rooted desire to see people free themselves from addiction. I'll just say that is my why. It keeps me going every single day. I love what I do. I love interacting with the women that we serve, and I love coming out and talking to people like you.
Well, bless you for that. Thank you, Roxanne. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Anytime. Well, that is it for this episode of Face the State. But for more information or to see past episodes, you can head to our website. That's 2news.com. Thank you so much for being with us. We'll see you next time.